So when you look at my Instagram, this is probably what you think I do with my life. However, it's more like this. My daily screen time on my computer is always between 9 to 12 hours per day, and I am not watching Netflix. That explains why I've had to change my glasses twice in the last 6 months. Anyways, before we start this video, let's just have a proper intro. So Maya, you can come. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. This past few weeks have been completely crazy. I started taking my digital marketing course. I randomly got invited to host a workshop. I graduated high school. I had a little prom in my attic with my boyfriend because COVID. And I was working 8 hours per day on top of that. So that's why I haven't posted in 4 weeks. But today we are here because I did host that workshop and it was about freelancing. And if you follow me on Instagram, you would know that. And I received a lot of DMs of people that were sad that they couldn't attend or that they really wanted to go but they couldn't because it was potential and they didn't live near where the workshop was going to be hosted. So I decided to bring you a video on freelancing 101, everything I've learned throughout my little journey, just so that all of you who didn't have the opportunity to go to the workshop can still learn a little bit. I don't know if you are actually freelancing or if you want to start freelancing or if you're just curious, but anyways, I hope this serves your needs. And yeah, it's so hot in here. I thought I could be pretty and use my hair down, but I can't because I'm already sweating. And oh, that's better. Do I look horrible? Let's just go with it. Maya editing from the future just coming here to apologize if the audio goes up and down throughout the video because I thought I was very professional holding my mic, but sometimes I'll do this and it will get down and then I do this and it's good again. So I'm sorry, I'll be more careful next time. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's continue editing this. Okay, so this video will be divided in 4 parts. Number 1, what the heck do you do? Number 2, how you can learn the skill, practice it, and get in the field. Number 3, how you can learn to sell it and make that bread. And number 4, things I've learned on time management and handling money. I'm not gonna go too in deep because I'm actually having the idea of making a whole series on this topic of freelancing, so comment down below if you'd like to see that. Oh, and this is also the moment on the video where I tell you, please subscribe, please give this video a like, please send this video link to your grandma, to your neighbor, and to your friends, just so that I can grow on YouTube. So number 1, what the heck do I do? Well, I'm not a professional graphic designer, neither am I a professional video editor, but for all of those who have hired me for that, I am a professional everything. Please hire me again. I'm perfect and I know how to do everything, so please click out of this video. Anyways, actually, what do I do? In my case, I am currently working long-term with 3 YouTubers. One of them, I don't want to say her name yet, but the other 2, I totally can. The first one is Beatrice from the channel The Bliss Bean, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Yeah, Beatrice has a self-development channel, the best self-development channel on YouTube, on my opinion, and for some reason, I am now her virtual assistant. And then I'm also the editor of Yolanda Tati's channel, which is a channel from a Portuguese radio host. You probably know her if you're Portuguese from Cidade FM. An average day in my life working for them basically consists of video editing, responding to emails, tracking analytics, making social media graphics, editing podcasts, uploading newsletters and podcasts and videos, and I think that is all I do. Yeah, I just wanted to say this because I feel like a lot of people just say that they are freelancers and then they don't really explain what the heck do they do with their time, and then people are curious. So if you were curious, that's a wrap up on my job. Okay, number 2, how you can learn a skill, practice that skill, and get into the field. I'm gonna try and be as practical as I can. In my case, I did get my first job freelancing because of my YouTube channel, but I know a lot of you will be like, hey Maya, but we don't have a YouTube channel and I don't even want to do video editing, so how can I just start freelancing? That's what I'm gonna get into. When you're trying to learn something, the internet is a beautiful place. As everybody knows, we're in 2021, people. YouTube has a bunch of tutorials. If you want to have like classes or a way to learn that's more solid, Skillshare is also a great platform. But aside from learning, the first tip that I really want to give you is please just don't get caught up in the planning and in being too much of a perfectionist, because when you want to start a project, it's really hard to just do the first step, because we might get caught up in wanting to make everything perfect or convincing ourselves that we're not good enough still to do that project. Don't get caught up in the planning, because a lot of times it's just so much more valuable for you to start developing the skill and practicing it and making it, even if it's not perfect from the start, than just not doing anything. Learning is not just taking notes and observing information. And that's something I really learned this year in school, because I've always been super focused on grades and on being a good student. And something I've learned getting into like the work field of things is that practice and practical skills and being able to do things with what you learn is so much more valuable. And then number 3 is related to when I was trying to find a job last year, like a summer part-time job. And every place that I went to, like coffee shops, they would ask me for experience. And I would just be like, I don't have experience. That's why I'm here. It's because I want to work, but I don't have experience yet. And they would only hire people who had experience. Then I ended up just putting in my resume that I did have experience, even though I didn't. And I never told the person that hired me that I never had worked in a coffee shop before. And she thought I was super experienced. So maybe in that case, you can just throw in a little lie if you're not like a brain surgeon, because you don't want to like be hired to be a brain surgeon and then you don't know how to open brains up. But I feel like in the freelance world, it also happens where people want to see a portfolio. And sometimes when you're starting, you don't have anything to show. But something that really can help is conceptual projects or ghost projects. For example, in graphic design, something you might want to do is packaging for brands. And what you can do is design a packaging, then put them on a fake mock-up on Photoshop, and then it looks like you actually did a packaging for a brand. Trying to find ways to practice your skills exactly like you would do to a client, but without the client. That's basically what I'm saying. So number 3, how can you get that bread? How can you monetize what you're doing and make it a job? That's what you're all here for, right? So here are my tips. Number 1, have strong social media. And when I say strong social media, I'm not talking about having a lot of followers. I am talking about having platforms where when people want to find your work, they can easily find your work. Having an Instagram page that's separate from your private account, where you have your work, where you have an email where people can ask you for your rates, or having a website. There are actually free ways to make websites. Having an online presence is super important, and it will really help you to earn clients and build that confidence in your work. Now, second of all, and this is so important, when you're working for yourself, you can literally lay in bed 24 hours and no one will tell you anything. So it's really easy to just get sad at the fact that you're not getting clients and that you can't find work. But sometimes you just have to go after the work, and you can't wait for the work to go after you. What I'm saying with this is that you really can't be shy. Like, you have to just fake it till you make it. And a lot of times what I would advise you doing is just search online for businesses or just things that would probably benefit from the work that you do, and contacting them. So for example, if you're a graphic designer, you can maybe contact a local coffee shop that doesn't have a great logo, and you can just email them and say, hey, I'm a new graphic designer. I would really like to help you with your branding. I like your coffee shop because of this and this reason. I think it has a lot of potential. What do you think? I help you with that, and I can share my rates and we can see what we can do. Don't spend a lot of time contacting brands and businesses that are too big for you. Let's be honest. Contact people that you think you have good chances of working with. And also, when you're contacting people like this, because you're the one reaching out, just make sure that you're explaining why you would like to work with them and why you like their business. Because if you're just like, hello, do you want a logo? These are my rates. Goodbye. Thank you so much. they will obviously delete your email. That also happens to me when I'm working with YouTubers and I'm going through emails and they receive emails that are like, hello content creator, we've really appreciated your content and we would really like to work with you, blah blah blah. Like, those are copy-paste emails, and it literally goes to the trash as soon as I see the word content creator there and not the name. Just make sure that you are building relationships and not just focusing on like being a robot. When you're starting, you obviously have to put a lot of hours in and invest a lot of your time with no guaranteed return, but everyone starts like that. Like, I've been making videos on YouTube for 5 years and I've never earned a single cent from it, but now I'm being able to do freelance because of it. So just don't rush things, be patient and go after what you like and just do your best, and I am sure that it will be compensated. And then number 3 or 4 or whatever, another problem that you might face is not even knowing how much you should be asking for your job, because when you're freelancing, there's no one telling you how much your work is worth, and in a lot of industries and areas, it's not really talked about how much people charge. So again, you can't be shy, and I think the best thing that you can do, no joke, is just going and contacting people that do similar jobs to you and literally asking them for their rates, searching, for example, for graphic designers on the internet again, and seeing how much they charge if they have like a price table, or contacting them and just being honest, because you don't want to be overcharging with how much knowledge you have, but you also really don't want to be undercharging yourself, first of all because you're losing money, and second of all because these industries, the values can really fluctuate, because you're telling how much your work is worth. So if you tell that your work is worth $10 an hour and someone else is charging $40 an hour, then people will start to see that and they will unvalue or value less the work of the other person, when in reality you're just taking value from the whole industry for charging a smaller value for something that should be charged a higher value just because you didn't know your rates, and then everybody loses because you're taking value from the industry. Does that make any sense? You also want to decide if you want to charge per hour or per project, depending on what you do. Sometimes it will benefit you charging per project, sometimes it will benefit you charging per hour. I kind of advise in the beginning charging per hour, because you might not really have a big sense of how much hours it will take. Anyways, number 4 is how to manage your time, manage your money all by your own, and how I've been doing that. So starting off by time managing, I feel like a reason why people want to go freelance is because they have no schedules. And it's not that you don't have a schedule, it's that you make your own schedule. And it's really hard when you don't have anyone telling you how much or when you should be working. So the things I've figured work for me is just really knowing myself and having a lot of self-awareness. For example, knowing how many hours I need to sleep in order to be functioning, and then based on those hours deciding when I want to go to bed and when I want to wake up. And then besides having like a sleep schedule, what I also really like to do is having a fixed hour for my meal. So like fixed hour for my lunch and a fixed hour for my dinner, because it's really easy for you to just work and then don't eat and don't take care of yourself, and then be exhausted. So that lunch break will really tell me when I should have like 1 hour pause. And then the dinner break for me, because I've been having so much work, it determines when I stop working. So for example, if my dinner break is at 9 p.m., I know that at 9 p.m. I close my computer and I'm not working anymore. You can also just set hours or times for snack breaks or whatever in the middle of the morning or in the middle of the afternoon. That really will depend on you. But I feel like just having 2 breaks that are established would really help you just guide your day. Then obviously when you're working freelance and if you're not working with long-term clients or projects, you might have weeks where you have a bunch of work, and then you might have weeks where you have 0 work. And I feel like it's very important for you when those slower weeks come to use that time for other things that we'll have eventually to do, like updating our portfolio, searching for more clients, taking care maybe of the more boring tasks that have to be done, instead of just sleeping and being lazy. And the same with money. You might have months where you make more money, and then you might have months that are very slow, and it's very important that you don't spend all of your money when you have good months, because then if you're financially independent, you might not have money to eat next month. So I really just advise you once you're starting out, once you're already have enough money for that, making a safety fund where you have 3 to 6 months worth of expenses there, because that will take a lot of pressure and a lot of stress from you if you have a slower week or a slower month, because you know that in worst case scenario, you can take that money and just pay your expenses with that. Oh god, I'm sweating. This was the video. We are done. Oh my god, I feel like I talked through like half an hour, and I don't know if this was super boring and no one is listening to my outro, but tell me down below if you have any more questions. If you sticked until this part of the video, comment potato. If you're starting to freelance, just know that it's gonna be hard in the beginning, but it really just compensates so much when you see your work being valued. There's this phrase that my boyfriend tells me that's like, you know, entrepreneurs work 60 hours per week so that they don't have to work 40 hours per week, if you get what I'm saying. And that's true. Like, sometimes you will work a lot more, but you would rather work so much more in something you love and you're passionate about than work less hours but in something that really doesn't fulfill you. So just have that in consideration. I know a lot of people are scared of getting and building something because they think that whatever they do is already super saturated, like starting YouTube channels. I do believe, and this might be super cliche, but I do believe that when you're good at something, there will always be a place for you. So just keep going. I believe in you. We have this. I really hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye!